Hey friends, Brian Smith here with Athletes in Action. I'm thinking this is going to be a shorter one today for a few reasons, which I'll get to in a minute, but I want to encourage you to keep watching until the end, because at the end I'm going to make an announcement that I'm pretty excited about on behalf of Ultimate Training Camp. There's been something in the works for a while now that we're going to slowly start rolling out over social media next week, but for those of you that are watching the Digital Chapel, I want to make sure you hear about it first so that you can be first in line to sign up for this new initiative that we're starting. But it is Sunday about 2 o'clock. I'm supposed to have all of this Digital Chapel information into my friend Tyler Turner by usually 3 or 4 o'clock on Sunday, so he can help put together the graphics and the titles and all the stuff that we put on the app. And as of like 30 minutes ago, I still had no idea what I was going to talk about, so I decided to go for a run, and halfway through my run I knew exactly what I was going to talk about because I was dying on my run. Ran maybe 4 miles. I ran track and cross country in high school and in college, so that should not have been an issue for me, but I just haven't been running much lately. And so it got me thinking on my run as I'm struggling and thinking about what I'm going to talk about for the Digital Chapel right now. It just got me thinking of the parallels between the importance of physical training for sport and the importance of training in our faith and training in godliness. And it reminded me of the verse in 1 Timothy 4:8 that says, while physical training is of some value, godliness is of more value. Or maybe it says something like, godliness has value in everything, for it holds promise not just for this life but the life to come. And there's an interesting correlation between physical training and godliness, because Paul doesn't say that we need to that physical training has some value and then he doesn't say training and godliness, he just says godliness. But there's this link between physical training and what we know about that it takes work, it takes effort, it takes discipline, it takes obedience, and he compares it to godliness, as if to say we don't just wake up one day and we're more godly than we were before, but it takes discipline, it takes structure, it takes obedience, it takes intentionality. And it just got me thinking, like, man, if I don't run for a couple weeks to lace up my shoes and expect that I'm just gonna like go out and feel great and smoke a 3-mile run or a 4-mile run, whatever that would be, it just shows that I have the wrong perspective. In the same way, if I'm wanting to grow in my walk with the Lord and I just take a couple weeks off and I don't do anything, to expect that 2 weeks later I would just pick up right where I left off 2 weeks ago, it is wrong thinking. And 1 Timothy 4:8 I think helps draw those connections, that if we want to grow in godliness, it is a daily pursuit of trying to grow in the Lord. And it's not like if we take days off we just pick right back up where we were. We lose momentum and we lose that trajectory that we were on. And so that's a word to myself, but hopefully to you too, that wherever you are in the midst of this crazy season of COVID and having sports canceled or postponed, that we can't just take days off in our faith and expect to pick up where we left off. That growth in godliness takes work, and it takes obedience, and it takes discipline. And yes, amen, and absolutely, to be a child of God, to get salvation is grace. It's a free gift from God. We don't have to work to get that, but to grow in our walk with the Lord takes discipline and obedience. So I want to make the distinction there, that growth, obedience and discipline and following God's will for our life doesn't earn us brownie points with God, but it does allow us to grow in our faith walk with Him. So let's get to this big announcement, because I think this announcement is going to help some of you, hopefully, in your growth in godliness. That Ultimate Training Camp, for the last however many years, man, it's probably like 2 or 3 decades, has just been known as Ultimate Training Camp. It's the camp that we have served athletes with. And during this season of life, we've just wondered, is there something else that we can do beyond this 6-day experience to help keep the momentum going in athletes' lives who have just seen incredible growth through going through the camp and seeing God connect them to other faithful people doing similar things, what would it look like for us to provide another lane on top of this camp experience where athletes could grow in their walk with the Lord and be in a similar type community with one another? And so we are launching in a couple weeks what we are calling the Ultimate Training Academy. So the Ultimate Training Academy is going to be a 10-week course, experience, journey, whatever you want to call it. But over the course of 10 weeks, we're going to dig deeper into the principles than we ever have before, and hopefully approach these 5 principles from new angles. And so we're going to look at new verses and ask maybe a few different questions. And so if you've been to any of the Ultimate Training camps before and you're like, I've heard these 5 principles, we're going to present them in hopefully a way that you have not heard them before. And if you haven't been to Ultimate Training camp and you're like, this academy probably isn't for me because I haven't heard the principles, that is not true either. So whether you have been to camp or not been to camp, we want you to know that this academy is for you. But here's the kind of the exclusivity of it, is that we're on the front end going to limit it to 30 men and 30 women signing up, just for capacity from our end as the Ultimate Training Camp executive team, because we're not just providing a once a week training time. We're also providing discipleship times for you as well. And so we're going to group you into teams of 3 to 4 men and 3 to 4 women, maybe 5 or 6. We'll see what that's going to look like. And we're going to, in a sense, disciple you and coach you on a weekly basis. And so it'll probably be a Monday or Tuesday night. We'll have a big, large group meeting, similar to UTC Every type feel, where we're going to give you some sort of training in the principles from a different angle. And then after that, later in the week, we're going to group you up with other athletes in your stage of life and, in a sense, disciple you in similar topics. The other exclusive part of the Ultimate Training Academy is this: for this first round, we are just accepting athletes from non-staffed campuses. So if you are from a staffed campuses, I am sorry that sucks, but we will be doing this again, and so there will be other opportunities for you. But this first go around, especially in the season of COVID, where athletes from non-staffed campuses just don't have access to staff like staffed campus athletes do, we want to make this exclusive to you off the bat. And so if you are interested in this, or if you know somebody else who's interested in it, and just want to you want us to invest in your life over the course of 10 weeks from like September 14 until mid-November, we are raising our hand and say, we want to be there for you. We want to help train you in godliness and put you in community with other men and women who are in a similar stage of life and want to grow too. And so be looking for that from Ultimate Training Camp's social media feeds, and we'll probably send some push notifications out on the app this week too. But we want to help you grow in godliness, because godliness does not happen by accident. It takes intentionality. We have set up structures on our end to help pursue you and to help you in that. We would love for you to raise your hand on your end and say, yes, I'm willing. I want to sign up and see where the Lord takes me with this. So stay on the lookout. Keep training every day in godliness, men and women, and we will see you soon. Bye.